Hello and welcome back, 5th and 6th grade. Hopefully you had a fun and relaxing summer. My family and I visited Boston, Bar Harbor, Maine, and we saw Niagara Falls. I'll tell you more about our trip later. Today, I need to go over some classroom rules, some Chromebook rules, and I also need you to submit a form. And then we're going to start our first assignment. So let's go ahead and get started. You've already logged into Google Classroom, and that's great. You're watching the video, that's even better. Now we need to work on some assignments. The first thing I want to go over is in your stream. Here is my stream at the top of the page. This is where I can post comments like, "Welcome to Hartman Technology." In the stream, I have a code of conduct for Chromebook users. I have tech lab rules, and I have a new assignment called Paseo Activity. I'm going to start with my tech lab rules. I'm going to go ahead and open that assignment by clicking it. And I'm going to go into my Google Slides to go over my lab rules. My lab rules are for Hartman Technology, Technology at Perry, and Northside Tech. First, you want to enter the computer lab prepared and ready to work. You want to command respect by raising your hand to speak and not interrupting other people. You want to return everything how you found it, clean up, and make sure you log off of your computer. Control yourself by using low voices and respecting everyone else's spaces. Shift into learning mode, pay close attention to me and the video, and stay on task. Delete any bad attitudes or negative thinking at the door. Don't do that at all. So those are some lab rules. I know you've had me for quite a number of years. You know how I work. You know my rules. So let's go ahead on to the Chromebook rules. I'm going to go back to my Google Classroom. I'm going to go back to Hartman Technology. That's how I'll go back to my main page. Now I'm going to go look for the code of conduct for Chromebook users. This is a Google form that you're going to have to follow and fill out. I'm going to click it. At the top, it says Code of Conduct for Chromebook Users. It says, I will follow the rules below and understand that if I break any of the rules, I will lose the privilege of using my Chromebook. This is really serious, so I want you to take it seriously, please. I will always be careful and responsible. I will only use my assigned Chromebook. I will use my Chromebook at a time designated by my teacher. I will not eat or drink around the Chromebooks. I will clean my hands before I use them. I will use Chromebooks for educational purposes only. That's really important. I will remain seated and always keep my Chromebook on a flat surface. I will not walk or run around with my Chromebook. I will never share my password with anyone. I will never log in as someone else. I will not do personal web surfing, checking email accounts, Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts, YouTube accounts, inappropriate sites. I will always stay on task, and I will always return my Chromebook carefully and make sure it's plugged in properly. If you agree with all of those things, you're going to type your first and your last name here on the line. You will select your school. Today, you're at Hartman. You're going to slide down to your grade level. Maybe some of you are in 5th grade, others are in 6th grade. Select and hit next. You will choose your homeroom teacher and then submit. This is a record that you have read and understand the code of conduct for Chromebook users. Once I submit, it says, thank you for reading and understanding the code of conduct for Chromebook users. Let's have a great year. That's 2 things down already. We looked at the lab rules here in the computer lab, and we now looked at the code of conduct for Chromebook users. Let's go back to Google Classroom. I'm going to go back to Hartman Technology. Now we're ready for the first assignment. It's called a Paseo Activity. For this, I'm going to go to classwork. This is where all of your classwork will be done. When I choose classwork, it changes my screen. Again, you'll see the things that you've already done, the code of conduct, the classroom rules, and now I'm set for the Paseo activity. I'm going to go ahead and click on Paseo activity, and I'm going to open up the Google Slides. If you remember in 2nd and 3rd grade, we worked with Google Slides. This is just a blank slide. It has nothing on it. But what we're going to do is we're going to fill it out all about you. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to make a shape. I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to slide down to Shape. And I want a circle in the center. So I'm going to go to Shapes. I'm going to slide down to Circle. I'm going to click and hold in the middle of my screen somewhere. I'm going to make my first circle. If I want a perfect circle, I know I can hold down the Shift as I do this. Once I have my shape, I'm going to click and hold and drag and see if I can make it perfectly in the center of my screen. Now I want to double click and I want to write my name in the middle of the circle. 2 times, double click. And I'm going to type in my name. You can type in your first name, you can type in your first and your last name. It doesn't matter. I'm going to make it bigger because it's just on 2 lines. I want to make it on 1 line. Click and hold on the corner dots to make it 1 line. Now I can double click on my name or triple click to highlight my whole name. I'm going to go up to the font and change the font. I'm going to go over to the size and change the size. I can make it bold, italicized, or underlined. The last one is the color, the capital A. Since it went down to 2 lines, I'm going to make my circle a little bit larger. You want your circle to be in the middle of the page. You also want the alignment to be in the circle. So once again, I'm going to double click or triple click and change the alignment tool to the middle. If I wanted to change the color of the circle, I'm going to click on the circle and I'm going to go up to the paint bucket. The paint bucket fills up the circle. I'm going to go to Fill Color, slide down, and I'm going to choose a lighter blue. This Paseo is all about you. So you want to think about what makes you, your characteristics. What I want to do is I want to make a connector. I'm going to go up to the connector bar or the line tool. I'm going to go to the triangle that's beside it. I'm going to go down to an elbow connector. In this lesson, we're going to choose elbow connectors or curved connectors. I'm going to choose the elbow connector. Go over to my circle. Whenever I put my mouse just on the circle, you can see those purple dots all around. Those 8 dots are characteristics about you, and we're going to connect them using these connectors. I'm going to click and hold on one of those dots and drag my connector out. I can make it however way I want it to be. If I want the line thicker, I'm going to go to the thickness line. I'm going to slide down. I'll make it a 4-point line. And now I'm going to make another circle. I'm going to go to my Shapes button, pull down to a circle. I'm going to click and hold and drag to make another circle. What's a characteristic about yourself that maybe somebody doesn't know? I'm going to double click into the circle. Maybe you know or you do not know that I have 2 daughters. Their names are Della and Helena. So I'm going to put their names in here so that you know that I have 2 daughters. What I can do is I can highlight that just like I did my name. I'm going to change the font. Maybe it can be a different font, maybe a different style, maybe bold. Maybe it's going to be a different color. Maybe I want to make the circle a different color. Go over to the paint bucket and choose the color of the circle. Next, I want to go back to another connector. I'm going to go to the connectors button. Let's try the curved connector. Let's see what that does. I'm going to go to another dot, click and hold and drag. This one is just a curved connector. It's going to go over here, curve it around. I'm going to make another circle. Click and hold and drag. What's something else that characterizes you? What's something that maybe somebody knows or somebody doesn't know about yourself? You're going to go around with the connectors to each one of the 8 dots around your circle and put something in about yourself. Next week, we'll add on and we'll do some animations to each one of your Paseo bubbles. But for right now, if you have any questions, let me know. Get started on your code of conduct, review the lab rules, and get started on your Paseo. Thanks again, and welcome back one more time. Have a great year.